Hello, everybody. I'm Robert Miller, one of the board members here at Silicon Valley Health Institute. We're a 501c3, so we thrive on your donations. We're all about bringing expert knowledge around alternative health and medicine to you, so we want to welcome you. Any first-time visitors? Awesome. Fantastic. We hope to see you back again. And you can also check out our website. We got years and years back of videos and a YouTube channel with just a whole ton of information for you there that's free to access. We also videotape these, so if you missed something, you can come back in about a month and you'll be able to rewatch the video and take notes and get the things that you missed there. So again, we're a 501c3, so we thrive on your membership and donations. $60 a year or $10 at the door. So if you have a cell phone, please silence your cell phone. So if there's any emergency calls that you have to take, we ask you to step outside so you don't interrupt the speakers. The location of the restrooms. If you go out the door here, go about 80 yards that way and about 100 yards that way. On the right side, you'll see the restrooms. We'll have a break about 10 to 9 o'clock or so, and you'll be able to use the restrooms then. Okay, does anybody have any announcements they'd like to make? Okay, didn't see who was first.
So, is this on? Yeah, okay. Next weekend is the New Living Expo in San Mateo. We're going to have a booth there, and if you would like to help a little bit, it's not much, just handing out a few flyers, I can give you free entrance tickets. So let me know.
Great show. This is going to be the first time in a lot of years that I'm going to miss it, and I'm really bummed about that.
Thank you. Next Friday, the Foundation for Mind Being Research will have a meeting that occurs every fourth Friday of the month. And Joey Korn is going to be speaking about things that go bump in the night, energy interferences in homes and things of that nature. And there's a 2-day workshop thereafter. And they're located just down the block. We meet at the Unity Church at 7:30 on Friday. So it's Friday, April 27th. And there are flyers sitting right up front there if you're interested. Interfering factors and things, energies at homes. Thanks.
Okay, Susan?
A friend of mine's making a documentary on 80-year-olds, 90-year-olds, and maybe people close, and how they're keeping healthy. So anybody interested in being in this documentary, they're going to be filming in July in the Bay Area, let me know. Also, check out my latest documentary, The Big Secret, on Amazon Prime. The Big Secret.
All right.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay, so at the beginning here, we open up the floor for any questions that you have around health, and we'll have a couple experts hopefully that can help answer some questions for you. Anything that you have on your mind that you want answers to? Any questions? Let me share with you. So my mentor is Raymond Francis. He's in Susan's documentary, and he has a model of health. How many people know Raymond? Okay, so he has a model of health: 1 disease, 2 causes, 6 pathways. Just curious, how many people kind of like, think of that as kind of a core thing? Like, oh, I have a stomach ache. Do you think my cells are malfunctioning? Or do you think I have a stomach ache? Stomach ache? Okay. And then what are the causes of the stomach ache? Indigestion? Okay. Food? Okay. So there could be several, right? Well, he says there's only 2. You're either deficient in something or you're full of toxins. okay? So you have to restore the cells back to health, right? The only disease is malfunctioning cells. Okay, so I really think of this in kind of like a system. And then there's 6 pathways. There's a nutrition pathway, toxin pathway, mental pathway, physical, genetic, and medical pathway. And those are all the choices that we make that lead us to deficiency, toxicity, lead us to the cells working right or working wrong.
I'd like to add to that. Dale Bredesen, who spoke here previously, is talking about how to reverse cognitive decline associated with Alzheimer's. And it's a similar paradigm. He's got one model of Alzheimer's that's caused by toxin, another by metabolic things like related to sugar, because some call Alzheimer's diabetes 3. Another one where you're building down is going quicker than building. And so he looks at many different approaches and lifestyle approaches to get the cognitive health back, and he's had a lot of success. There are some people that couldn't even function, and they were able to go back to work. Likewise, like with Alzheimer's, I wrote an article on it, and I think Alzheimer's is the final common pathway of everything that goes wrong. We had a gal talk here recently, Catherine Reed, about she reversed the symptoms of her child's Alzheimer's with a diet. It was glutamate for her. With an audience member, it was taking out gluten, etc. We'll hear more about that tonight. So all these different things contribute to the pathways that Francis is looking at of building things going the right way. And they're all interconnected, and you'll hear more.
Okay, any questions? No questions coming to mind at all. Okay.
And I'll ask one. Part of my question is a little bit redundant. I apologize. But I am looking for an ophthalmologist who has a lot of experience with cataracts, but is also sensitive to functional integrative medicine, because I'm not that happy with mine. So any suggestions on how I could find one, that'd be great.
You know, I don't know, I mentioned it, I think the last time maybe I was here, but Dr. Meir Schneider, I'm not sure he's even a doctor, but he's in he's in San Francisco though, and he's had a clinic there for a long time. And he was born legally blind. And when he became 18, I think he started kind of a path of healing his own, eyesight. And by the time I think he had, I can't remember what his eyesight was before, but when he finished at 21, he had 20/20 vision. He was able to get a driver's license and drive. And so he's had the clinic in San Francisco for quite a long time. Raymond used to speak there, and you can go there and get his expertise and consultations. And so I'm sure if you look up Meir Schneider, MEIRSCHNEIDER, and maybe put in San Francisco, you'll probably be able to get his website. I'm not sure what his recommendations would be around cataracts, but it'd be interesting to kind of pursue that.
My film partner had 2 cataracts. One was taken out surgically. Then he ran into Dr. Glidden, who had spoken here previously, and Dr. Glidden had his own line of supplements called Longevity. Yet my film partner went and found cheaper versions of it online, and his other cataract just completely went away and didn't need surgery. So nutrients, making sure you have all the minerals and vitamins, is what helped my film partner.
My question is around inflammatory or autoimmune situations where raw meat is prescribed. And I'm wondering what anyone would think about that, because I've been told that's a way to go, and I'm not sure how I feel about it.
So meat is inflammatory, whether it's raw or or not, or cooked. And so it wouldn't be something that I would look to as an anti-inflammatory type diet. I don't know if that answers your question or not, but and then you could do supplements like quercetin, turmeric. It's also anti-inflammatory. Okay, hold on.
I would like to say that most meat or proteins will help us to build back all our enzymes. nutritionally. So you need meat in order, or proteins in order to make all those enzymatic processes. However, and that's the question, how are you digesting the meat, the protein? And that's the challenge. And that's where I'm always making differentiation when I'm working with my clients is like, is it immune response or is it digestion? And many times it's both. So how do you deal with that? So if it is immune, meaning you are eating protein, whatever protein, could be lamb or chicken, and you are responding on and producing antibodies, you want to avoid it whatsoever. But if you are having hard time to digest, let's improve digestion. And it could be digestive enzyme, it could be normal gut bacteria, it could be parasites or any virus or fungus that had been dominant and basically make that manifestation. And what I can say that many times I will see individuals that facing both. So I would not, rule it over completely, but I will pay attention to, what are you facing? Like, is it immune or digestion? Not necessarily, but your body is already telling you, are you bloating? Are you gassy? There are signs that the body is telling us.
Yeah. So one thing to keep in mind is with the recording, we need to have the mic in front of us. So, yeah. So as related to skin problems, my first mentor was an orthomolecular nutritionist, and he said, treat the skin from within. So essential fatty acids are huge for skin. But yeah, definitely, IgA testing. There's a great test called the ELISA Act. Do you use the ELISA Act? Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, I will go over it also in my lecture. ELISA Act basically is a lab that tests IgE, IgG, IgA, IgM, and they are doing the subtotal. If you will find be allergic to a nutrient if it's above 50%, but it's the total, and that's the limitation, in my opinion, of this test, because you may be overall under 50 and still can be responding high on IgG or IgA, and you're still eating it. I have a lot of mixed feelings about food allergy test and when should we test. A lot of time I will do that later, not the first step.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay.
Are there any definitive resources on preventing and ulcers?
Can you be a little more specific?
Yes. Yeah, I have a family member who has spontaneous ulcers, and is there a way to identify what would cause it and how to stomach ulcers? Right. I need to learn more.
Okay. Susan, you want to got anything on that?
I don't know anything about ulcers, but the gut and the microbiome are very important. And I think balancing it and avoiding inflammation is the place to start. Avoiding stress. H. pylori can cause ulcers. I'm not an expert in it.
Any? Okay. Yeah. And, you have some thoughts, Anna? Or?
I was going to mention H. pylori too, and for that they often treat it with antibiotics. It just depends if that's the cause.
Yeah, but then that destroys the gut bacteria and flora, and so olive leaf extract or oregano is a good antibiotic, but cabbage, vitamin K. But it'd be really a good idea to see a practitioner and kind of get an overview, of the whole situation, kind of drill down a little bit deeper from there. Okay, any other questions? All right.
just a recommendation for a good dentist to remove amalgams?
My dentist is Dr. David Biles. He's in Santa Cruz. He's very good, so he's very busy. But my cousin just got in for an emergency, so I recommend him. And
Sue Kong in Sunnyvale. I mean, she uses ozone, and she's also a naturopath in addition to be a bioidentical dentist. She studied under Klinghardt and various people, so I think she could probably do a good job. Sook Hong, Sook Hong, and I think she's on Remington Drive in Sunnyvale. She's a dentist and also a naturopath at the same time.
Dr. Biles uses ozone as well. I'm not sure who's first there. Hold on.
I like mine, and she takes a bunch of insurances, and it's really hard for me to say her last name, so if you want to see me afterwards, I can give it to you.
Sue Kong takes insurance as well as also Eric Zemensky. He's in Marin. He uses ozone as well, and I think he makes the ozonated olive oil, which is very good for your gums. Interesting enough, Jerry over there is making this toothpaste Livanex, which I think fights plaque. So I went in to see a particular dentist and hadn't been to a dentist in 9 months, and she couldn't believe it. Where's your plaque? And then I think you add the ozonated olive oil on top of that to get rid of the bacteria in the gum. And I think that combination is a great start for any dental care.
Zaremski? Cyremeski. Okay.
We use the Sunnyvale Dental Group, Dr. Chris Hilado. So that's another holistic, had mercury fillings removed through her. Hilado.
Great. Should invite him to visit us. Hilado. It's a dentist in Sunnyvale. And Hilado, and he's a holistic dentist as well. So Hilado. Sunnyvale Dental Group. All righty. Okay. Oh, yeah. Right. Dr. Sue Kung is presented here, and Dr. Biles has presented here as well. So, okay. All right. Any other question? All right.